Hi everybody. This is a bit of a departure from my usual videos. I'm doing a little shout out for Simon Walls. Simon is a Canadian songwriter musician that I met in 2008 when I was walking the Camino Frances in Spain. I was walking along one day and all of a sudden this young fellow goes by me with an enormously tall backpack with a Canadian flag on the back of it. So I shouted, "Hey Canada, where are you going?" He turned around, we had a chat. If you meet somebody on the Camino and they do a kindness for you, there's an expression on the Camino that you probably just met Santiago. So on that particular day, I guess I was Simon Santiago. I had the opportunity to share my lunch with him. I had just bought a large bocadilla in a cafe somewhere along the Camino, and Simon wasn't prepared for lunch, so we shared lunch. During lunch, he asked if I had a guidebook for the Camino, and I did, so could he look at it? Sure. He explained that he didn't have one. He was walking without a guidebook, which on the Camino Frances is very easy to do. It's well marked, yellow arrows the whole way across Spain. But the benefit of having a guidebook is that it tells you the name of the next town, and it tells you whether or not there's an ATM or a restaurant or an albergue or someplace like that in the next village, and how far you are from the next place where you could possibly buy groceries and all that good stuff. So I lent him the book to use for a few minutes, and then I remembered that I had picked up a single photocopied sheet for a large photocopy on both sides, which named all of the stages of the Camino and basically in little symbols gave you all that information that I just talked about. So I dug that out of my backpack and gave it to Simon, and he said, "Wow, that's even better than a guidebook. It's only one page and it's everything that I want." So that was me being Santiago for Simon, and I had several other people that did kindnesses for me that were my Santiago along the way. Anyway, what I'm doing here today is giving a little promotion for Simon's upcoming trip to West Africa. Simon, as I said, is a songwriter, musician, writes his own songs, sings and records them. I will put a link to his website either up here somewhere or in the description below, whichever place I'm able to do it. I guess I can probably do it in both places. And you can go on and look at his website. For a donation of as little as $5, Simon will give you an access code to a certain part of his website, and you will be able to follow his trip across West Africa, which I think is going to last for 6 months. He'll be writing songs and recording them as he goes, and you will be able to see those. Also on his website, you'll be able to listen to some of his current music and purchase his latest album and that sort of thing if that interests you. Anyway, the donations are not so much for Simon as they are for the towns and villages that he will be visiting in the West African countries as he walks across West Africa. He wants to be able to give them medications and to share his food with them and that sort of thing in exchange for their hospitality to him type thing. So anyway, for as little as $5, you can get access to that section of the website. I've already done it myself, and I'd like to encourage you to do the same. If you do, I would appreciate it if you just say hi to Simon and say, "Simon Dale sent me." That's just about it, folks. So I'll get this up on YouTube, and hopefully this will be of some small benefit to you, Simon.